While the world's eyes are on the 2020 US presidential election, many congressional races and primaries have received less media attention. But many of the Democratic primaries taking place will be crucial in determining the future direction and success of the party. Earlier in the year, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez affiliated left-wing political committee Justice Democrats endorsed 7 progressive candidates emerging as challengers to their establishment opponents. Of these, Jessica Cisneros and Cristina Sinsun Ramirez have already lost their primaries, while one was successful in the 3rd District of Illinois. This has been an interesting one, with complex implications for the district and the Democratic Party. But first, some context. The 3rd District of Illinois is a staunchly blue seat which has been Democrat-held since 1975. In fact, Republicans have previously put so little effort into the seat that they have repeatedly run Arthur Jones as their candidate, an open Holocaust denier who previously led the American Nazi Party and has been denounced by the local Illinois Republican branch of the party. So it is safe to say that a Democratic candidate will be returned to Congress come November, no matter who it is. Nevertheless, the nature of the seat has shifted. Historically known for its conservative pockets, the district is getting younger, more middle class, and more socioeconomically and politically diverse, with a growing Latinx population. For 40 years, the seat has been within the same family. For 11 terms, it was held by conservative transport clout king Bill Lipinski, famous for his earmarking style of politics. In 2004, Bill Lipinski handballed his place on the ballot to his son Dan Lipinski, a political science professor who was living in Tennessee at the time but moved back to the area to govern, and he's lived there ever since. The younger Lipinski has long been notably to the right of most of his party colleagues, with some going as far as to call him the most conservative Democrat in Congress.
It's important that we put being Catholic ahead of whatever political party we are in. That's a message that I want everyone who's pro-life to hear, that don't give up on a Democratic Party. If we cede the Democratic Party, it's not good for the pro-life movement.
Staunchly Catholic and famous for his anti-abortion politics, and one of the 3 remaining House Democrats who consistently votes against reproductive rights. Lipinski has opposed the majority of his party on many other issues, including the Affordable Care Act, same-sex marriage, endorsing a 2nd term for President Barack Obama, and voting to defund health clinics that offer abortions. Many progressive Democrats in the area have been dissatisfied with Lipinski as a representative, but until recently there was no progressive candidate in the position to take him on. This changed in 2018 with the emergence of Marie Newman, a businesswoman and anti-bullying campaigner that supports Medicare for all, the Green New Deal, the Equality Act, and wants to ban private prisons and make Election Day a federal holiday.
I'm running for Congress because my community needs a real Democrat with a real plan that actually works.
Newman lost to Lipinski in 2018 by a margin of 2%, but in 2020 she ran again with renewed energy. On top of her strong and progressive credentials, Newman also picked up the weighty endorsements from Kirsten Gillibrand, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, and veteran Illinois Democrats Jan Schakowsky and Luis Gutierrez, shifting the dynamics of the race. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi declined to show support for Lipinski, despite throwing her weight behind Henry Cuellar, another anti-choice Democratic candidate and Lipinski's colleague. The leader of the party's campaign arm, Representative Shari Bustos, cancelled a fundraiser for Lipinski following outrage on his abortion stance. Newman was massively financially disadvantaged, with almost 6 times less campaign funding. Nevertheless, on March 17th, Newman took the seat with 47% of the vote, ending 36 years of Lipinski.
But if the current numbers do hold, I wanted to congratulate Marie Newman on her victory. I've always said they would never give up being pro-life and standing up for babies in the womb. I can never give up protecting the most vulnerable human beings in the world simply to win an election.
In November, Newman will take on Republican candidate Mike Frizzalone, but bar some kind of freak accident, we will be seeing her in Congress in the next term. So what is the significance of her win? It is hard to claim the victory as part of a broader progressive wave, with many on the left of the party ceding to their moderate opponents over this primary season. But the win is still a sign that money and incumbency can lose power under the strain of a desire for change. And it is undeniable that the victory does represent a visible trend, with more women, progressives, and younger people running for office and getting in than ever before. Political races are increasingly filled with people who look and talk like Marie Newman.